RMJ Movie Reviews back again with a surprise movie review of John Carpenter's The Thing. Ooh, starring Mr. Kurt Russell, Keith David, and a whole slew of other character actors who have joined in this retelling of A Thing from Another Planet or Another World. I'm sorry, I have not seen the original. Boy, oh boy, this is from 1982. This movie had the misfortune of being released the same weekend as a movie that everyone loves called E.T. I do not love E.T. even when I was a kid. I just always thought it was okay. But I digress. And this movie was a box office bomb. Namely because it is so good at what it does. Which is about an extraterrestrial life form that comes to the planet Earth, and it lands on this Antarctic outpost, I assume, with a bunch of workers, kind of similar to the setup of Alien, the original Alien. And the crew and people of this outpost become a foul of this extraterrestrial life form that basically imitates whatever life form it's in contact with. And I think the big thing that people had a hissy fit about the movie, although I was only 1 year old when this film was released, was the fact that the movie has an impending sense of complete doom. When this movie starts, you know you are not going to escape. No one is going to come out of this movie okay. And the movie just has this sense of dread, just like even on the daytime scenes, that something is just not right. It just makes you internally feel like something is just not right here. And then when a Norwegian helicopter comes in and a dog escapes and this Norwegian is trying to shoot it, that's when the fun really begins. And namely, one of the things is this film came out in kind of the beginning stages of in-camera rubber prosthetic effects. So the creature is completed completely by hand. And the creature makeup effects in this thing are absolutely fantastic. I mean, you see a decapitated head that turns into a spider. You see a man's chest that basically turns into like a trap jaw. You see dogs that turn into crab worms, and then these big gigantic arms extend out of it, and a plant that has teeth in it with eyeballs everywhere. It is absolutely the most disgusting thing I think I have ever seen. And that was John Carpenter's objective for making the creature as pronounced as it is, because if everybody has this sense of paranoia, which the movie really hypes up to another level, the impending sense of doom is the fact that you don't know who the creature is or who the creature has actually consumed. So all the actors are playing their scenes in such a way where people are kind of just doing certain weird things. Like if somebody asks a question like, hey, did you go to the radio? And he'll just go, I did. Thank you. You know, it's just everybody plays their scenes as if they could be the thing. It's just the fact that the movie really makes you feel uncomfortable, and then you feel physically uncomfortable. Just the fact that it's in this Antarctic, it looks cold, but then you have to think about the fact that I don't want to be stuck out there in the cold. I want to be warm, but the guy next to me could turn into this eyeball creature thing, and just the thought of if I close my eyes, I'm going to have eyeballs in my forehead, and then I'm going to be sucked in by this thing. And there is one scene where you do see the creature actively devouring a crew member, and it looks, I'd say, very unpleasant. And the other person getting extremely offended about it. It's really great when the bickering and kind of the isolation with the paranoia all mixes together and they start turning on each other. And of course, Will Brimley, you know, the oatmeal commercial guy, watch Clark. Watch him close. Let me out. I won't hurt anybody. You know, he's so funny, man. It's so crazy the way he plays the role. This is one of the best. John Carpenter, I think, in my personal opinion, he is one of the unsung greatest directors of suspense thrillers. I wouldn't be so bold as to say he's the number one, but I would at least give him, he's got to be at least in the top 10 or 5, depending on whose list makes it. But he uses a lot of Steadicam work, like he uses in all his pictures. He uses the wide scope ratio, which he plays a lot with the split diopter, where you have one character in the background and one in the foreground. Really helps to build a sense of paranoia, so you're kind of just looking at the screen and you're just waiting for something to happen. And of course John Carpenter does do the musical stings, the ding, like he did in Halloween. It wouldn't be a John Carpenter movie without those things. But the one difference in this film is that he does not do the score. And Ennio Morricone, who did I said it, butchered his name, but he did a lot of music for the I believe the Clint Eastwood westerns and all those westerns from back in the day, and he really lays on a score that sounds synth. I'm not for sure if it is synth, but it is very uncomfortable. Synthy sound to it where it just kind of goes. It just gives you chills down your neck. Like, this just isn't right, man. But this, John Carpenter was truly cheated, and so was Kurt Russell, and so was Universal Studios, because I guarantee you, if you released The Thing today, that movie would be a blockbuster hit if you released it today. I just think that back in those days, people were wusses. Plain and simple. They were wusses. You know, and I couldn't even believe Roger Ebert gave like a 2-star review or something like that. I'm like, what? I don't know what it is about something when people start to grow in age. For some reason, they just get very sensitive about everything. You know, I don't get it, man. You know, it's a movie. It's special effects. It's a suspense thriller. It's not a Disney movie, so I don't understand what ship they missed when this movie came out. But either way, I digress. This movie is a solid 10 out of 10 thriller. It is a fantastic suspense, eerie, uncomfortable, gross classic. Check it out if you have not seen John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. So, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, don't forget the bell, leave comments down below, and if you don't like horror films that have in-camera gross special effects that give you chills down your spine, why don't you go ahead and watch The Bridges of Madison County? RMJ Movie Reviews. I will see you all soon. Ted? Where's that fancy corkscrew for the wine bottle? Ted? Ted, where the hell is the corkscrew?